So, you want to make more money in 2026? It's a goal that pretty much everyone has. But the internet is absolutely flooded with so-called gurus promising you can make $1 million overnight with some secret method they just discovered. Let's be real, most of that is just noise. What you actually need is a strategic, no-nonsense breakdown of the real ways you can increase your income, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. I'm going to lay out a complete financial blueprint, a map of different paths you can take, and the best part is, you get to choose which path is right for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, because your life, your skills, and your goals are unique. The problem with most Make Money online videos is that they don't consider your personal situation. Someone with a full-time job and a family has different needs than a college student with free summers. That's why I've broken down every single method we'll discuss into two critical categories: speed and effort. Speed is all about how fast you can expect to see that money hit your bank account. Is it today, next week, or next year? And effort is about the work involved. Is it a massive upfront time investment that pays off later? Or is it something you can do for a few hours with minimal prep? This framework is designed to cut through the confusion and give you clarity. By the end of this video, you won't just have a list of ideas. You'll have a strategic understanding of how to approach your finances in 2026. You'll be able to look at your own life, your schedule, your skills, and your immediate needs, and then confidently pick the strategy or strategies that will actually work for you. Whether you need an extra $200 by this weekend, or you want to build a long-term, passive income stream that could one day replace your job, this video is your guide. So grab a notepad, maybe some coffee, and let's get into the first, and honestly, the most overlooked way to make more money. Alright, before we even think about side hustles, gig work, or starting an online empire, we have to talk about the single most powerful and highest return on investment lever you can pull: your current job. I know, it's not the sexy answer. It's not as exciting as I made $10,000 dropshipping dog toys, but believe me when I say this is the bedrock. You are already spending 40, maybe 50 hours a week there. You've already invested the time to get hired and learn the ropes. The foundation is already built. So, the fastest, most efficient way to increase your recurring income is to get more from the time you are already spending. It's like finding free money in a system you're already a part of. We're talking about optimizing, not starting from scratch. Let's start with the most direct approach: negotiating a raise. This sounds terrifying to a lot of people, but it's a standard business practice. The key is to treat it like a business proposal, not a personal request. You need to build your case. For the next 30 to 60 days, start documenting every single one of your wins. Did you complete a project ahead of schedule? Did you save the company money? Did you receive positive feedback from a client? Write it all down. Then, do your research on sites like Glassdoor and LinkedIn to see what the market rate is for your position, in your city, with your level of experience. When you go into that meeting with your manager, you're not saying "I want more money." You're saying, "Based on my contributions like X, Y, and Z, and the current market data, an adjustment to my compensation is warranted." It's professional, it's data-driven, and it's incredibly effective. If a direct raise isn't on the table, the next logical step is to ask for a promotion. This is a longer-term play, but it often comes with a much more significant pay bump. Start by having a conversation with your boss about your career path. Ask them, "What would it take for someone in my role to get to the next level?" Or, "What skills and accomplishments do you look for when considering promotions?" This does two things. It shows your ambition and engagement, and it gives you a literal checklist of what you need to do. Once you have that roadmap, you can strategically work towards hitting those milestones. It's no longer a guessing game. It's a clear path to a higher title and a bigger paycheck, all within the company you're already familiar with. Finally, don't overlook the simple, brute force methods if they're available. Overtime and shift differentials. This isn't glamorous, but it's guaranteed money. If your company offers time and a half for extra hours, strategically picking up a few extra shifts a month can add up to thousands of dollars over a year. Some industries also offer shift differentials, which is extra pay for working undesirable hours like nights or weekends. If your lifestyle allows for it, volunteering for these shifts is an instant pay raise without having to ask anyone for anything. It's a direct trade of your time for more money, and sometimes, that's the simplest and most reliable option on the table. Maximizing your 9 to 5 is always step one. Okay, so you've started the process of optimizing your main job, but maybe you need money right now. Like you have a bill due on Friday, or you want to fund a weekend trip without dipping into your savings. This is where the quick cash category comes in. These are methods defined by high speed and relatively low effort. The trade-off is that they aren't always scalable, but they are incredibly effective for immediate cash flow needs. The first and easiest thing almost everyone can do is sell their unused stuff. Seriously, walk around your home. That old iPhone in your drawer, the clothes you haven't worn in 2 years, the exercise bike that's now a coat rack. That is all trapped cash. Platforms like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari have made this process ridiculously simple. For local sales of bigger items, Marketplace is king. You can list something in minutes, and often have someone at your door with cash in hand the same day. For clothing or smaller items that can be shipped, Poshmark and eBay open you up to a national market. The key is to take good, well-lit photos, write an honest and detailed description, and price it competitively. Spend 30 minutes looking at what similar items have sold for. This isn't about starting a full-blown resale business. It's a one-time liquidation of assets you already own to generate a quick, and often substantial, injection of cash. I've seen people make hundreds, even thousands of dollars in a single weekend, just by cleaning out their closets and garage. Next up is the ever-present gig economy. We're talking about apps like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, and TaskRabbit. The beauty of these platforms is their total flexibility and immediate payout structures. If you have a car and a few free hours in the evening, you can sign up to be a rideshare or delivery driver and literally cash out your earnings at the end of your shift. The barrier to entry is extremely low, usually just a background check and a valid driver's license. Similarly, if you're handy or just willing to do some physical labor, an app like TaskRabbit lets you get paid for things like mounting a TV, assembling IKEA furniture, or helping someone move. You set your own rates and availability. It's the ultimate in turning your free time directly into money, today. Finally, and this is one of the most underrated methods for easy money, is participating in market research and focus groups. Companies are desperate for consumer opinions and will pay good money for them. We're not talking about those 50-cent online surveys that take 20 minutes. I'm talking about legitimate studies, often conducted by universities or major corporations. Websites like Respondent.io and user interviews connect you with these studies. You might get paid $150 for a 1-hour video interview about your banking habits, or $250 to participate in a 2-hour focus group about a new snack food. The pay per hour is often fantastic. You won't get these every day, but signing up for a few of these sites and keeping an eye on your email can easily net you an extra few $100s a month for just sharing your opinion. Now we're moving into a category that requires more upfront effort, but also has a much higher ceiling for sustainable long-term income. This is skill-based freelancing. The speed to getting paid is medium. It might take a few weeks to land your first client, but the effort is high because you are building a real business, even if it's just a business of one. You're not just trading time for money. You're trading a valuable, specialized skill for high-value rates. This is where you can start earning serious side income, potentially even enough to replace your main job if you want to. The foundational principle here is to monetize a skill you already have or are willing to learn. Let's talk about one of the newest and most in-demand areas right now: AI service provision. With the explosion of tools like ChatGPT, Midjourney, and countless others, a new skill gap has emerged. Many small business owners are overwhelmed and don't have the time to learn how to effectively use these tools. You can step in and become an AI consultant or specialist. This could mean using AI to write blog posts and social media content for them, creating AI-generated images for their marketing, or even building automated workflows and chatbots for their websites. The initial effort is learning the tools inside and out, but once you're proficient, you can charge a premium for a skill that very few people have truly mastered yet. Of course, there are the timeless, evergreen freelancing skills that are always in demand. I'm talking about freelance writing and editing. Every single business needs written content, whether it's for their website, their blog, their email newsletter, or their product descriptions. If you have a knack for words and good grammar, you can find work. Platforms like Upwork and Fiverr are great places to start and build a portfolio, but don't be afraid to cold email local businesses directly. Offer to rewrite their homepage for a flat fee. Show them how you can improve their message. As you build a portfolio of successful projects, you can increase your rates significantly. Good writers who understand marketing are worth their weight in gold. Another huge area is virtual assistants, or being a VA. This is a broad category, but it essentially means you handle administrative, technical, or creative tasks for clients remotely. A VA for a real estate agent might manage their social media and schedule appointments. A VA for a podcaster might edit their audio and write show notes. A VA for an e-commerce store owner might handle customer service emails. The key is to identify a niche you're good at. Maybe you're super organized, or you're a wizard with social media, and market that specific service. This creates a stable, recurring revenue stream, as you often work with the same clients on a monthly retainer basis, which is fantastic for predictable income. This is the holy grail everyone talks about: passive income, the dream of making money while you sleep. But let's be very clear about something. Passive income is never truly passive, especially at the beginning. I prefer the term front-loaded effort. This category is defined by slow speed. It can take months or even years to see significant returns, and a massive upfront investment of either time or money. The payoff, however, is that once the system is built, it can generate income for you with very little ongoing work. It's about building an asset that works for you, instead of you working for money. One of the most popular ways to do this online is by creating and selling digital products. This could be anything from an ebook on a topic you're an expert in, a set of Lightroom presets for photographers, a detailed budget spreadsheet template, or even a full-blown online course. The work is all in the creation. You might spend 100 hours writing the ebook or filming the course. But once it's done and listed for sale on a platform like Etsy, Gumroad, or your own website, you can sell it an infinite number of times. Every sale that happens while you're at your day job, on vacation, or sleeping is the result of that initial effort paying off. The maintenance is minimal, maybe some customer service or occasional updates. Now, let's talk about a more traditional and honestly simpler form of passive income: interest from high-yield savings accounts and other low-risk investments. With interest rates being higher than they have been in years, simply parking your emergency fund or any idle cash in a high-yield savings account, and high-ESA, is a no-brainer. This is the most passive form of income there is. It's not going to make you rich overnight, but it's a guaranteed risk-free return. For example, having $10,000 in an account earning 4.5% APY means you'll make $450 in a year for doing absolutely nothing. It's about making the money you already have work for you, even in a small way. It's a foundational piece of any good financial strategy. A third way to generate passive-ish income is by renting out assets you already own. We're not just talking about real estate. Think smaller. Do you have a spare room in your house? You could rent it out on Airbnb or to a long-term tenant. Do you have a car that sits in the driveway most of the weekend? You can list it on a car-sharing app like Turo. People literally rent out their driveways for parking near stadiums or airports using apps like Neighbor.com. You can even rent out camera equipment or tools. The initial effort is in setting up the listing and getting the asset ready, and the ongoing work involves managing bookings and maintenance. But for the most part, your asset is the thing doing the earning, not your active time. And there you have it, a comprehensive, strategic breakdown of how you can approach making more money in 2026. We've covered the entire spectrum, starting with the highest ROI move of maximizing your current job by negotiating a raise or promotion. Then we looked at quick cash methods like selling your stuff and using gig apps for those times you need money fast. We moved on to building a more sustainable income through skill-based freelancing, leveraging your expertise in areas like writing or AI services. And finally, we touched on the long-term game of passive income, building assets like digital products or renting out what you own. Each of these paths offers a different balance of speed, effort, and scalability. The most important takeaway from this video isn't just the list of ideas, but the framework for thinking about them. There is no single best way to make more money. There is only the best way for you, right now, in your current situation. Take a moment to honestly assess your own needs and goals for 2026. Do you need to solve an immediate cash crunch, or do you have the time and energy to invest in a long-term project? Are you looking for a small, flexible side income? Or are you aiming to build something that could eventually grant you financial freedom? Your answer to those questions will point you to the right chapter in this video. The power is now in your hands. You have the map. Your next step is to choose a destination and take that first small step. Don't try to do everything at once. Pick one strategy that resonates with you and commit to it. Whether it's drafting that email to your boss, listing one item on Facebook Marketplace, or outlining your first ebook, just start. The journey to a better financial future begins with a single, decisive action. Thank you so much for watching. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let me know in the comments which strategy you're going to try first.